Hey Terry, just wanted to welcome you to Behind the Science. Thanks for joining me today.
Hey Quinn, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I can't complain.
Good.
Just wanted to explain to you what we're going to do today. So we're going to break this into three sections. So first section is going to be get to know me. So we're going to talk about you. Second section is we're going to shift gears and get down to business. And the last section is the sprint to the finish line with some rapid fire questions. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Terry, what's your current role with Bureau Veritas?
My current role, I am the Chief Science Advisor for Bureau Veritas Laboratories. So, I mean, what that encompasses is it's a bunch of different things. Uh, Primarily, it's around the science of everything that we do. So, looking at new technologies, applying science and good science to improve our product. Um, I get involved with some of Heather's research and development. We provide technical support through our consulting scientists. It's a cadre of scientists that help customers navigate the analytical results that we provide. And one of the areas that I also get involved with is litigation. So providing expert testimony in certain court cases where it's appropriate to do so and where I'm qualified to do so. So it's a pretty dynamic role, and it's certainly one that there's never a dull moment, and certainly don't have problems getting out of bed and going to work.
Yeah, you're a busy guy. I know that. We all know that. You know, Terry, I believe that every person has extraordinary talents, and it's our job as leaders to unlock those talents, find the talents, and then showcase those talents. So if I was to ask you what Terry Obal's superpower is, what is that extraordinary talent or superpower?
From a leadership standpoint, I'm going to say empathy. One of the things I learned early on, and this
Yeah.
was high school and into university. I paid my way through school. If it wasn't scholarships, it was loading trucks, and loading trucks is it's very humbling, particularly if you're a student in a factory.
Right.
If somebody takes vacation, hey student, come here.
Yeah.
You are now the janitor for the next 2 weeks, and you're
Right.
cleaning toilets in a factory. What that taught me is certainly humility, but also respect. Respect for what other people do.
Yeah.
Right? Never judge what somebody does unless you've tried it, because there's a lot of people that I mean, everybody works really hard, and I think when you empathize with them, when you show them that respect, that I get it, I understand. That goes a long way,
Yeah.
and really getting to understand the people. One of the things that I tend to do is if I go around and I'm seeing people, look at their desks,
Mhm.
and if you see a photograph, it's of a kid. I mean, it's either their child or their grandchild, etc. Well, I want to know about it, right? And people, they're very proud of their children. I'm very proud of my children. I love talking about my kids.
Yeah, me too.
And so when you do that, when you start to dig down into understanding the individual and genuinely demonstrating that empathy, like I say, that goes a long way in terms of garnering respect, because you're showing respect for them, and then you when you work together on projects, they're more likely to really give it their all.
Yeah. I was talking about it with somebody earlier today. It's a saying that a person that I worked with had on their desk for a number of years, and I would go by their desk and read it all the time, and it sunk in and stuck with me, which is, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think if you take that attitude, you're not going to go far wrong. Um,
That's a
you're,
brilliant saying. I like that. I really
yeah.
like that, because
And if she's
that
watching it,
who are
I'll
you?
give a shout out to Veronica Ricci.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a brilliant saying, because that captures it. That captures the spirit of it.
Life is fun when
Life is fun when I am surrounded by family and friends. Like I
Nice.
say, one of the best times is around the dining room table, with friends, with family, just engaged in conversation.
Yeah.
You can go on for hours doing that. So yeah, that's I'm most happy in that environment
Fantastic. What I'm going to take away from COVID is the fact that it was a bit of a reset for family.
for sure.
I spend 5 to 6 days a week with my wife and my daughters having dinner at the table. We never had dinner at the table prior to that, maybe once a week. So it's, we'll never get that back. Take the positive out of the negative. And that for me has been the best part of 2020.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's something that I advocate is and especially with kids,
Yeah.
having them around the table, engaging them in conversation, it will serve them in good stead as they get older.
If I wasn't changing the world through science, I would be.
Oh, if I wasn't changing the world through science, what would I be doing? Helping kids. Helping kids. I had a lot of questions and I didn't necessarily have the answers, nor did I have somebody with providing me with the guidance. And I like working with youth and perhaps sharing my experience, good or bad, with them, and hopefully it helps them.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't agree with you more. I think that's part of what we need to do as leaders is we have to share our experience. Hopefully we help some people avoid some pitfalls or some hurdles and we help them get through those times. So I applaud that too. And helping kids, I mean, you can't go wrong with helping kids. So
sure, yeah.
thanks for sharing that, Terry. I appreciate it. Last question in this section. What are you looking forward to in 2021?
2021, perhaps later in 2021, and hopefully this is not total new normal, is going to be post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
What I think I missed most, because we're all wearing masks and rightly so. It's something I've said from the beginning. The 3 Ks: keep your mask on, keep your hands clean, and keep your distance. Um, what I miss most is seeing people smile.
Yeah.
And that's what I look forward to is in 2021, although it may be later, I look forward to people taking their masks off and being able to see kids smile again.
Mm-hmm.
See the grocery store clerk smile. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Wow. That's, Terry, amazing. I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. You miss that. You miss that connection with somebody, seeing that expression on their face. You're right.
Absolutely.
And you only get so much of it on these calls, right?
Hmm.
Uh, going to shift gears now, if that's okay. We're going to
Sure.
get down to business.
Yeah, let's do it.
If it wasn't for COVID, I think PFAS would be front page news across the United States. And we know that in the US, they're further along in terms of regulation and where they're going with PFAS. Now, we've seen some recent developments in Canada and specifically in Ontario. What's happening right now, and where do you think things are going, or where are we headed with PFAS regulation?
And this is a personal opinion.
Yeah.
From my experience, when it comes to regulatory regimes, Europe is first, California is second,
Right?
the U.S., the greater U.S. is third, and then Canada kind of follows along. And it makes total sense to me if you look at the population, right? The population density in the United States
Mm-hmm.
is easily 10 times
Right.
what it is in Canada. So we have issues, but we may not have the same issues, or we may not have them to the same extent. So that may sometimes delay what's happening. PFAS is not going away, not anytime soon, and that is
Literally or figuratively.
both. Is literally it's not going away anytime soon. So based on what I was saying before, but also figuratively, it's going to be in the public eye for some time. I've not seen the sort of explosion in interest in a class of compounds in my career.
Right.
It's amazing to see, and as I say, there's so much interest in it, and there's still so many questions
Yeah.
around this class of compounds, ranging from characterizing what are they.
Mm-hmm.
We test for over 40 compounds, but there's a potential 5,000 plus
Right.
compounds
Yeah.
that come under this umbrella term PFAS. There is the issue of understanding where the contamination is, how it got there, so delineating the problem.
Mhm.
And then there's the problem with treatment. These things are very, very robust, they're very recalcitrant. There aren't many treatment options. There are remedial options
Mhm.
on how do you fix an immediate problem, but you still have the compound itself or the compounds, and so treating them right now it's high temperature incineration, which cool, high temperature incineration. Well, we're decommissioning more incinerators than we're building, so
Right.
we need to come up with a better approach to treating these compounds, and people are going to there are people all over the world looking at this, and but it's going to keep people in industry, in academia, and in government busy for a long, long time.
Are you hearing anything on developments in terms of treatment? I mean, we've been talking for years about high temperature incineration. Is there anything on the horizon that you're hearing of?
Uh, Nothing that makes me go, wow. It's but there is a lot of interest in electrolytic reduction. There's interest in is there an oxidative approach where
Yeah.
you're mixing chemicals in situ, so in other words in the ground, and hoping that they destroy the compounds, but it's not that easy, and you have to balance the economic viability
True.
of the treatment processes as well. There probably are treatment processes that are different from high temperature incineration, but they could be really, really expensive.
True. And I think you're going to see more investment in water treatment
Absolutely.
as to addressing at source. I just see that as well, we have seen it. We've seen it in the Environmental Business Journal. They were talking about what the anticipated investment will be in water system upgrades and wastewater treatment system upgrades. So I think that's where they're headed. But it'll be
Well,
interesting to see.
yeah, it's what's going to have the greatest impact
Yeah.
on us. And we all, we could live longer without food than we can without water.
Yeah.
And you see it, it's being mirrored in amongst the regulators,
Yeah.
that you are seeing regulations now for drinking water. I mean,
Mhm.
certainly there are groundwater regulations coming as well, but the focus is going to be on drinking water.
Going to move on to the last section now. This is our rapid fire section and a race to the finish line. You ready for some rapid fire questions?
For sure.
Okay, here we go. Terry, where were you born?
Jacksonville, Florida.
That one always catches me off guard.
Yep, yep, I was.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Paint or wallpaper?
Paint.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Ice cream.
Favorite drink?
Favorite drink, Manhattan, but you can't beat a really good dry martini.
Uh, a little thirsty right now, Terry. I have to tell you. That's it for today. So I
Beautiful.
appreciate the time, Terry. I really enjoyed hearing what you had to say. So thank you.
Great, great. No, it's my pleasure. Look forward to doing it again soon.
And for those of you watching, I just wanted to say thank you, and we'll see you next time on Behind the Science.